Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Craft Store. Nearly said Create and Craft, haven't done it yet.
Oh!
Kellyanne, welcome to the Craft Store. You all right?
I'm good.
Find your way here okay?
I did. The long 3.5-hour journey, it wasn't too bad, to be fair.
Well, thank you so much for making the effort. Absolutely. We are very lucky as far as effort goes with pricing on this show. What sort of things do you bring? What is your ilk? What's your bag?
So it all started with my concept of card journaling, which is a way to log your project, so your card, your art journal piece. And so you've got a log of it, so you can always look back at it if you want to recreate it or you want to make it in maybe different colours or a different angle. So it all started with that. And then from there I was like, well, if I'm going to create a journal, I need something to create my projects with. So then I went into the stamps, stencils, dies, papers. So that's how it's blossomed over the last couple of years.
And we've got all sorts of new stencils, new dies, new stamps, new ephemera, new papers coming up. You shop for everything. The website on the screen, craftykelly.co.uk, that's right, isn't it?
That is right, and there is a special page which you just click on, which it says the Craft Store. So as soon as you go to that front page, you've got homepage and then the Craft Store, and everything's in there. Otherwise, you can shop the entire website just through the normal shop.
Now, normally sometimes there's promo codes, sometimes people do bits and bobs, right?
Yeah.
Kellyanne's taking another 10% off everything just for you on the Craft Store, which is hugely exciting. So whether you're watching this through the Craft Store mediums or through one of Kelly's groups or your page, welcome along. Say hi on the Facebook or YouTube channel. By the way, follow Kelly on YouTube. We'll talk more about that as we're going along. Because it's all about this. If you're not sure what to purchase or love your style or want guidance, actually, that's what this is all about.
Yeah, so this first book came about because I was asked, being a demonstrator for many years, I was asked the same questions. What ink can I use with this?
Yeah.
How do I use a stencil? What's the best paper to use for this? So what I did is I took all of those questions and I answered them in this book. So I've taken what the different inks are, what different mediums are, how to collage. I mean, there's loads of information in there, but along with that, there are 10 different fun techniques to use if you're brand new to card making or mixed media. So how to stencil, how to create different impressions, what some of the lingo means. So if you've never been a card maker, you might not know what generation stamping is. But this gives you a breakdown and a hand to kind of go through that. But also, equally, in the back of this book, it gives you 15 slots to pop in any of your creations. So then you've got that logbook to start you off before you purchase another logbook to continue your card making and journaling.
We have loads of logbooks on at the show, by the way. We'll go through Kelly's own ones. Thank you for sharing those. These could be it could be the most personal thing or the most shared thing that you do. So it could be really inner thoughts and almost like a diary, if you like, like an arts and crafts crafting diary of your progression of not just learning, but actually your emotions, where you're at that point in life, what you're working on.
This is it. Within like the log pages, there is the space to log tips and hints, but you can log anything in there. Yeah. So the reason it came all about is because I've got a dreadful memory, literally such a bad memory, that I would make a project, I'd love it, I would gift it, and then I would not be able to recreate it because I couldn't remember. So by keeping that log of what I've used, what stamp set, what inks, what colour families, whatever it is, I've logged that, I've always got it. And do you know what? It's actually something for me. And it's not something that I'm giving away. It's something that I'll always have a copy of. Yep. So in 10 years' time, when I get my book out and I go, oh, that project I done 10 years ago with such and such stamps, oh yeah, there it is. I can do that if I want to. That
is only $9.99. That is it, $9.90. Kellyanne Jordan, the lady behind the whole lot. Crafty as a fox, Crafty Kelly. You know her. That's her right here. She's done that $9.99. It's a brilliant gift to yourself, a brilliant gift to somebody else who is into crafting or you've got like-minded people that you share ideas with. Absolutely perfect. And then you're thinking about that's where all the information and inspiration is. Then where are you going to store it, right? That's why we've got these two, which are basically blank logbooks, right?
Yeah, they're exactly the same. It's just different covers because, like your notebooks, I like to have different coloured notebooks. So I will design some more different front covers as well, just because I like them. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, absolutely. But then this is full of your.
So this is full of all of my projects that I've made using my collections. And some using other people's stamps and stencils and things as well, because, you know, I've got a stock of them. I'm going to use them if I like them.
And this could be the thing, like I say again, maybe you'll never open this page to anybody else, but it's your own like library, encyclopedia of your crafting journey. And it could be you could have 10 of these, then you go back to page 1 of 1 and be like, oh, look what I used to do. I love doing that, or look how far I've come.
Yeah.
But I love the documentation of the whole thing.
Pages. So I've got to finish that one.
Yeah.
I've almost finished this one.
Well, let's go to one. So if you love that cover, by the way, that is the watercolour cover. That's right, watercolour cover. $6.99, or maybe you want to go for this one, which is a wonderful like
white wood.
White wood.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure how to open these. Oh, I remember these.
Do you remember these?
I do.
Yeah, my my light bulb.
Light bulbs.
Light bulb moments.
And I like how it's in your writing as well, lots of different ideas. Maybe next time I'm going to do this, or maybe you're watching Crafty Kelly on YouTube, or Jamie Rogers on the Craft Store, whatever you're doing, think, I love that idea, actually, I'll take that. Well,
the thing is every single project in here, there is a YouTube video on my channel.
So what do we search for on YouTube?
You search for Crafty Kelly.
Yep.
And you can find all of this free content with all of the projects I've ever made, some of it just inspiration projects, some of it lives where we're creating and we're doing tutorials, but there's tons of stuff, tons and tons of stuff.
So that is only $6.99 again. So the top one, the whole journaling where all the information is, that is $9.99. This is $6.99. Whichever basket you're going for, by the way, whatever bundle you're going for, obviously all shopping and purchasing through craftykelly.co.uk, meaning every single penny of your purchase goes directly to you, so you can continue doing what you love to do. I want every single one of you, obviously you can do what you want, but I'd love for every single one of you to pop this in as well.
Yeah, I've got, I used to make lots of journal packs, which isn't something I'm doing at the moment. So I've got a surplus of these journal books for £2 each on the website. But don't forget, once you put that into your basket, you're getting another 10% off.
Those prices I was giving here, that's already with 10% off, right?
No, that's not.
Oh, so sorry, $9.99 becomes $8.99.
Yeah.
$6.99 becomes $6.29.
Oh, you're good maths, aren't you?
$1.99 becomes $1.79.
Yeah.
It's only because at Creating Craft we used to have this club.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was 10%.
It was 10% off, yeah. But you don't have to worry about putting a code. The website does it all for you as soon as you put it into your basket.
Every single one of you pop that in.
Yeah.
There's not enough of those for everybody, I get it. So it's kind of first come, first. The sooner you check out, the sooner you're going to be able to get hold of that. Nevertheless, should we continue this way?
Yeah.
Okay, lots more to show you, by the way. Please say hello to us on the Facebook page particularly. Now, this Alice side of things is really up your street, isn't it?
So I love a bit of Alice in Wonderland. So the first thing I ever had produced was actually the Alice in Wonderland ephemera packs, which I've had a few more made up. Yeah. And they're just brilliant kind of ephemera to pop onto to the front of a card, into your journaling, into whatever it is you're creating. But it's a really fun thing to have. But what I added to this small kind of collection of Alice is some journaling cards, which are right next to them, which they're both $6.99 each. Minus the
$6.29.
$6.29. But they're really fun, different kind of items to use within your journaling and things. So with the journal cards, you've got 16 designs and 2 of each, so it's quite a lot. And they are a smaller size, so you could use them as card fronts if you wanted, but equally you could use them in your journals. They're just a really fun, something a little bit different, because I was doing if you follow me, because I do steampunk events, I was at a Alice in Wonderland steampunk event, so I had them printed up and made for that.
Yep.
And I've got a couple left over.
So again, first come, first served with those $6.29. For, again, if you're going for one because you love Alice or just love the colour and that's like distressed look, definitely go for both. Definitely go for both. Then we continue on. And again, these papers are such a cool. I bet you'd love to have them, these papers, but they're quite hard to come by. Like, where do I find them? Unfortunately, you found them for us.
So I work in conjunction with a charity to salvage books that are no longer fit for purpose for reading. And they could be, they're scrawled all over and drawn on. They could be half missing. But these books usually are destined for landfill. So I pay the charity for them.
Yep.
So then they win and I win, and then you win because we can use them in all of our projects.
We all win.
Yeah, exactly. But this is it. So like projects like Dan's showing there, it's just a lovely kind of frame and kind of memory of a lovely book that maybe, was going to be lost forever.
Yeah.
So I salvage these so we can craft with them and make any projects that we want to.
Let's remind myself how much they are.
$7.99 or $6.99?
$6.99.
Oh, $6.99.
$6.29.
$6.29.
And you know what? What's really, I know you're going to use them in your projects, like you see under that frame, but it's really interesting looking through them.
Yeah, there is a real mixture of sizes, of content. Some are storybooks, some are about animals. There is a mixture of pictures, of text.
Yeah, like
I
they're
said,
going to be
there
all
is a
different,
real
aren't they?
mix.
Yeah.
So you're getting 40 sheets in there of just a complete mix up, and no two will ever be the same.
Love that again. So you can multi-order it whilst there's stock of. And obviously that's keep on me, Kelly. Thanks so much. And obviously we're really lucky because Kellyanne's going to hold that extra 10% off for a week. Did you say?
Yes. So it'll end next Monday.
Okay, Monday the 7th. So order now, or when you watch tomorrow, or the day after, whilst you're following Kelly on YouTube. After all, but obviously, the later you leave it to purchase, the more stock that has gone.
Yeah, it will be gone.
So if you're watching this on Wednesday and you're thinking, well, I'm on the website, it's not there. It's because it's gone.
Yeah.
So please shop straight away if you can. Can we talk texture dyes, please?
Yes. So this was my newest kind of addition to my kind of collection of products, was the texture dyes, and I love the texture dyes because I really like adding something into the background of my project, or just a different focal point. So that's what I created them for. And actually, I love, it's awful, but I'm like, I absolutely love them.
Good
and
job.
I use them in every,
Yeah.
every project I kind of create at the moment. I get one in, and it could be I've snipped a bit in and tucked it in, or I've used the whole thing, or I've used it partly as a stencil. I mean, there's so many lovely ways to use these, and I've got another set coming out, so
it's very clever how that, like particularly the flowers, maybe could be the focal, or it could be the top of your doing, but just a hint of could be the.
Well, that's it. It's just adding like a sentiment or something to a project.
Yeah.
Really kind of makes a difference.
Cool, isn't it?
Like just breaking up that colour maybe, or adding it in like I have with the tag that's next to you, or the card that's next to you. That's also got the stencils and the layered dye just kind of tucked in here. So you can see like how it really adds to your project when you're creating. And I love those layers and that texture that you can add into a project.
$14.99. What's that? $13.49. You know what? Whenever I say a 10% discount, it does make me want to go. We're club members.
Oh yeah.
You haven't got to be part of any club.
You ain't got to be in a club.
You just got to be.
But join the club. Join us. You know.
Join our
Join
club.
our club.
In general.
Yeah.
The craft store club. Who knows if that's ever be a thing? But what you are getting is the best possible price by shopping direct. craftykelly.co.uk. She is crafty as a fox. You have designed, sourced all of these products.
I have.
Which is absolutely wonderful. Now, can we talk stencils, please?
Yes.
Here we go. 1, 2. A triple pack of stencils, but there's more than meets the eye with these.
Yes. So in each stencil pack are 3 stencils.
Yep.
They have been designed to be complementary to each other. And also just a little bit something different. I wanted a stencil that I don't need a full stencil usually when I'm creating a project. So that's why they're kind of DL size.
Yeah.
But each sheet shows you what's in each pack. So,
those 3 are together.
This is the first pack. So this will stencil. Is it 3? 3, 4, and 5. So each stencil has it laser engraved on them to tell you which one it is to make it easy for when you're logging it.
Wicked, okay.
So it's got the brand name and it's got the kind of stencil number.
So again, if we want to get them all together, there's a little added extra in there if you're buying all 3 as a bundle. But individually, that is stencil number 3.
3, 4, and 5.
And 4 and 5. Yep. Okay, this next one, which is cool, like animal print.
Yeah,
That's what you want it to be.
print.
This is 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. So I wanted to do some animal print. I love leopard print. So when I designed the leopard print one, I was like, well, I better do some other animals to go with it.
I bet so. Yeah, you've got the scaly side of things.
My son was just like, can you do a snake or a lizard or something? Because he loves reptiles. So I did the snake for him.
Love
and
that.
then I love, for all my mixed media work and stuff, I love using kind of dots and dashes and like the squovels and different shapes. Because they're just another texture to add in to your project, which makes it really fun.
Now, you can get them all individually if you want to, but if you do go for the triple pack, what else are you popping in there for us?
So if you go for all 3, because I've designed them to have the hanging, where shall I go? Down.
That's right. Stick with me here. That's right.
Stick with you here.
Yep.
I've designed them to have the hanging hole, so you've got the free bookbinding ring with it. So if you buy all 3, you will get a bookbinding ring.
You're getting 9 stencils then, aren't you?
Yeah, 9 stencils.
Bravo.
$22.99 minus.
Oh, I can't do those maths.
Oh no.
Oh, that's one I don't know.
Oh.
It happens at checkout automatically. You haven't got to know,
yeah,
right?
You don't have to know, but you're getting pennies off.
Oh, I'm covered. Okay.
So this is a project just to the side which I did in a Facebook Live. So that is obviously available to watch on my YouTube and stuff. But that's using these stencils. So that's using the alphabet. That's using the kind of squovels, the circles, and the brick. The brick is like one of my absolute favourites. You should see the state of my stencil because it's covered in paint and texture paste and ink and stuff. It's well used.
And that's the whole point. Put your paste through it, put your waxes through it, whatever you want to do. And by the way, if you want even more like live techniques with that, I know there'll be lots of demonstrations in this show. There will be the next hour with Jamie Rogers as well. Below that, I love all the extra, the new bits we've never seen before. In front of here, our vintage butterfly collection.
Yes, so this is my vintage butterfly collection. So I wanted to do a different butterfly. What camera am I looking at?
Two.
Oh, it hasn't got a green light on.
It's got a red light on.
It's got a red light.
Yeah, I know. Red light's on. Green light isn't, which is all...
Oh, it's really backwards. I'm so sorry. I was like looking at the wrong place. Anyway, back to the collection. I developed this because there are lots of butterflies out there and I love a butterfly, but I sketched and drew this through the love of a butterfly called the mountain blue.
Okay.
And it is a specific butterfly which is found in, I think, the Australian mountains. And it's just...
Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's black, and I love black, and it's got this deep, beautiful blue. So I wanted to create a stamp set that complemented that and a die set that I could recreate that. So that's what I've done with this. Well, we got the stamp set.
Stamps first, yeah.
So what I did is I created the layering stamp system. So we've got the outline, which obviously you can paint if you want, but equally you can use the infill stamp just to add that extra colour if you just, on the go. You want to do it quick, you want it done. But then I wanted to create something a little bit different with this kind of watercolory wash kind of butterfly for my backgrounds. So that was really fun to create, to be fair. And then I wanted to have some kind of little infills. So I added the infill with the smaller butterfly, which is just the outline, but it's a tiny size. Then I went for a lot more.
It's a tiny size.
Tiny size.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't help myself. I went for some really well-used sentiments when I came to this. So we've got the have a great day, hello, happy birthday, just a note and thank you, because they are the most sentiments I use.
Yep.
And I think if they're the most sentiments I use, you guys will appreciate them too.
But if you can listen, these are now the dies that go alongside, and you could just get a little twin pack of those two together, which I fully understand. But listen, you're getting bits that you're not paying for in the full collection. But nevertheless, these are the dies.
These are the dies. So it's a 3-layer layering system. So we've got this, the outer, which can obviously be in any colour. We've got this inner. Oh, sorry, I'm going to cough again.
Cough or sneeze, do what you want. She's okay, guys.
I'm losing my voice.
No, we're only 17 minutes in, Kellyanne.
I know, that's bad, isn't it? and then we've got like the back kind of wings, and you can use them in any kind of order. You can use. I'm gonna have to go get some.
Do you want to get a drink?
Yes, I'm gonna have
to
get
a drink. No probs.
Sorry.
I'll just stand here. That's right. You might say you're absolutely fine. So you got all of your dies going through. I really love how that one's layered at the bottom there. Can you just see it? And then I guess, Kellyanne, it could be any sort of inks. It could be neon inks. It could be flakes, whatever you want to do.
Well, that's it. Is the idea is that next layer you can create in any different colour, and you can even create it. The reason it's not the full kind of butterfly like black like the mountain blue is so you could make it into a cardinal.
Okay.
So you can make it into a different butterfly just by colouring using the ink techniques on this back piece. You can change up the colours of the butterfly completely.
Oh, and then we saw it go back to the stamp side of things in the background there. Oh, you've wanted some more colouring, thank you so much. We've got even more examples to show you, which are really pretty for all those different sentiments from like that you've added in, or your sentiments you've got already. That's really jazzy, isn't it?
Well, I always like to do a rainbow card, always. I've got another butterfly rainbow one down the bottom somewhere.
Oh, well, actually, speaking about that, I'll pass this back to you. Thank you, Kellyanne. Because, and again, if you just want those two elements together, you can do. Now you're seeing 2 packs of ephemera and another paper pad too.
Yes, so equally, so I wanted to do a paper side of it as well. So we've got the Vintage Butterflies paper collection, which is 8 designs, 2 of each, so 16 pages on 140 GSM. And it's in a A5 size, so plenty to do your kind of different size cards, so your 6x6, your bigger cards, but also I really like the card below it, I like to tear into it and layer it up and kind of create different looks with it within like the papers, so you don't have to use a lot to add into a project.
You know what, friends? This could be the sort of thing you're thinking, I've never seen a card like that before. Where should I record it down? You get your art journal book, right?
Yeah.
And then you take a photo of it, or you sketch it out, or you do this technique in there and stick it in, and then you write what you did it, and maybe you write down the date of the YouTube video it relates to, and you put what products you use. Really cool. And then you're thinking, well, actually, let's take it to another step further. Either side of there, 2 packs of ephemera included.
Yeah, so these are vintage butterflies for the illustrations from old books, and they don't cross over. So each pack is very much individual. It's just I had the images that I was like, well, I must release them together because they work so well together. So you've got loads of kind of butterflies to work with, just to kind of add on to your projects, into your art journals, into your mixed media work. They're just really lovely to work with.
$45.98.
Oh, and they are on a separate bundle as well.
Yes, they are indeed. So again, if you just want to get the ephemera pieces, you can do, but everything there under £46. That is not including the extra 10% off. If you're just joining us across the Crafty Kelly range, craftykelly.co.uk, you've already taken another 10% off when you get to checkout. So put it all in there and you'll see the price come down a little bit less than you're expecting, which is what it's all about. Brilliant news.
No code required. I just wanted to make it really easy for people. You know, oh, what code? Right. No, you don't need one. I've done it for you.
That is for 7 days, but I want to highlight the fact of while stocks last after all. So if you want to put the extra papers in, you want to put the books in, for example. If they go, obviously they go, if they're going to be reordered or not, I don't know, but that's not the point. You want to get it whilst the code's there, whilst you're saving even more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is when it's gone. It is gone.
We're going this way. So here's what it looks like, craftykelly.co.uk. There you are. That is the homepage. And then you click on where it says The Craft Store, and all of these products we're talking about are there. Whilst you're on the internet, and if you're listening to me say that, you are, please, when you're on YouTube, absolutely check out Crafty Kelly as well. I hope you're watching the Craft Store on YouTube, because then you can watch it on your smart TV, you can watch it on the big telly, which is wonderful news. But also do follow Crafty Kelly, because a lot of the techniques that are in the journaling or just display, isn't it?
I just like to give people as much inspiration as possible. So if I'm creating something, I think you guys deserve to see it as well, and you might be inspired to. I like
that, inspirated.
I'm always making up words.
That's good.
You might want to then recreate it similar, or you've got an idea because it's just twigged something in your brain and gone, oh yes, I haven't done that technique in ages, or actually I want to give that a go. That's
what it's all about.
I mean, literally, the YouTube channel obviously is free. It's free information. It's just free to use.
Yep, good point.
So get on board and get some free tutorials.
Come on down. What are we going to do then? Are we die cutting, stamping, papering?
We're gonna start with some die cutting because I think it's good for you guys to see the dies in action. I've got my trusty old Big Shot with me.
Old school Big Shot.
I have. I love my
Jamie,
Big
you can
Shot.
stand down. She's not stealing your Pro Cut, Jay.
You're all right. I'm not stealing it. I did pack mine just in case. Oh, thanks, darling.
Stay tuned, by the way. Jamie Rogers coming up live after this show.
So I'm going to cut it out in black. I tend to use quite a lot of my texture die, so I'll do both texture dies at once. So it's just one pass.
Well, this is the whole point of, like, say, whatever. If you get the bigger the machine, the more you can put through after all.
Oh, yeah.
Really, what I'm thinking, like, what sort of medium do you want to use? What colour is your favourite? Lots of people watching. Carol Jones says hello. Martha!
Hello.
Hello, Ma. Sharon as well. Many people saying hi on YouTube too, which is fabulous.
Hello. Right, I should pop those and I shall chuck that down. Where's my...
what do you need?
My thing.
Pokey tool. Scissors.
No.
Open the box.
Scrabbly scrubber. My scrabbly scrubber. I'll get a poker.
Carrying pad.
It's all right. I know what I was looking for.
I know what you
mean. I've got a little rolly tool, and it's great.
Trust me, it's great.
It is. Oh, there it is. See, look, there it is.
So I'm going to stand down, everyone.
There it is. Stand down. Got it. I love this little rolly. I've had this so long. But do you know what? Some tools really do stand the test of time. And this is one of them, so I'm going to pop that there. So look how beautifully that cuts. Beautifully cut.
I wonder what you see at home, whether you see like scribble lines, as you
Yeah.
say. Maybe you see like iron railings or work like that, or something completely different.
Well, that's it. Is like it can be used in so many different ways. I need to.
Yeah, it's like the
those out.
ultimate Instagram hashtag, that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Really serious about it.
But you can see, like, even if you cut it out in vellum, if you ink your card first and then cut it out, they're just beautiful dies to use in your projects to layer up. So that is the texture dies. Let's do the butterfly.
Let's do it.
Butterfly. I'm just going to swipe that over.
Swipe
Don't
all of
worry.
these.
I promise I will tidy up my mess afterwards.
You haven't got to.
No, I do though.
That's quite therapeutic for me, going around with a brush afterwards.
Even at the old place, I'd never let any of the techies or floor managers tidy up after me. No, because I've made a mess. I need to tidy that up. It's my fault it's a mess.
I think quite therapeutic. I quite like it.
Yeah.
Did I give you a bit? I did. There's a bin down there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cut some vellum as well. So I'm gonna double layer it because I want some vellum. So let's do these because I really like the vellum. How did I fit it on?
Go on, there's got to be a way.
There is, because I've done it several times. But yeah, that will do. That'll do.
Yep.
They're not touching. So let's pop that through.
What die cut machine have you got? Maybe you've got a little handheld one, maybe like the mid-sized ones, or you've got an A4 one. And this is the whole point, isn't it? I know, in fact, all of the dies on today's show will go through a mid-range.
Oh yeah, they should do. They should all go through a 6.6.
You've got a large one, yeah.
So I'm gonna do it just twice because my die cutting machine is quite old.
How old is it?
It's got to be at least 10 years old, I think.
Is it?
And you'll see it's a big shot special edition from Stampin' Up, where I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator all those years ago.
So look after these things.
Yeah.
They last.
They
like
do.
say your brush.
They do. And now, where is the brush? So I've got the vellum on top. So
If you don't lose it, it's fine.
yeah,
Work forever.
Well, the problem is I put things away, and then I can never find them again. I'm a nightmare. He's just got to fall out. Look how nicely they fall out. Lovely.
Beautifully designed. It's good size as well, isn't it?
Well,
This one, you've got smaller ones as well.
yeah.
But
So I
it's another
did.
choice.
I love using Tim Holtz products, and I like the paper dolls, and I wanted them to work with that.
Okay.
So I sized them so they would.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not just about my products I do use other people's because...
You've got them, you bought them.
Got them, yeah,
Let's use them.
exactly.
Yeah, quite right
exactly.
too.
If you've got products, use them. Right, I'm just going to move that all out the way.
Okay.
And then we can have a look at the butterflies.
Say that. Nicely done.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no.
Ah,
Nightmare. I just knocked his water over.
Jamie's wine.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Didn't spill a drop, Jay. Don't worry about it.
Red or white?
Furious. Both together. That's how he makes rosé.
So what I have is we've got that lovely kind of butterfly. Now, should I bring in the black bit of cards so you can see that? How fab is that to kind of go onto a project? But if you want to kind of layer it up, I can use
Ah, nice.
I can use just these. And look, and already just those three on a project would look
that
fantastic.
middle layer makes it, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? So that middle layer can break it up depending what colours you use, because I could have used a coloured piece of cardstock there.
Yeah.
But instead, I like to use vellum. Vellum's nice to work with. But I mean, they're just really easy to use, fun dies. Equally, you can use them on their own or in conjunction with the stamp set.
What, is that another butterfly? That can
Yeah. So that is
in the middle of there.
That is another layer.
I think it's really clever
Yeah.
how it works with the marking. On its own, I get what it is, but like
Yeah.
within the markings,
Yeah, it really does pull kind of the die together, and it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to kind of, because butterflies, when you look at their colours in their wings, they're never quite perfect. The lines and stuff.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I designed it like that, and it was so much fun.
That's really cool. The whole thing's really, really fun, isn't it? These are part of your vintage butterflies, not forgetting. You can get
Yes.
the dies and the stamps as a little duo if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to go for the full collection, you can see there 2 packs of ephemera and also the papers as well. And actually, that card you can just see on the left, I can see the brickwork in there, Kellyanne. You were saying
Yeah.
that's one of your favourite ones.
It is.
Strictly speaking, you think butterflies and brickwork, are they masculine, feminine? Are they, should never two meet? How well does it all work together? But all of these ideas and this ideology and theory, that's what is in the art journaling book. That's what's in the art journaling logbook for you to be able to get hold of and take the advice and go whichever way you wish to go for. With here, just all of that, and that can be the most lovely thing on your table.
Yeah.
If you can't think, what am I going to do? There's tons of ideas in here, but then, quickly show you, loads and loads of ideas. I know I'm going so quick. You'll see lots of things like, say, the inks there from Tim Holtz, for example, but lots of space to journal and write. And then when you want to, and you've decided what you're going to do, go for one of these 2 books. Whether you go for the whitewash one or you go for the watercolour one, and in there is your own personal logbooks. This is all Kellyanne's writing. Using, obviously, you've got your own products, so you use your products, but there are other people's products in there as well.
Well, I use all Tim Holtz like inks and stuff because for me they're my favourite inks. You know. So
whatever works for you, or just explore. It's a shopping list on there, or you're watching one of your Facebook Lives or YouTubes, etc., and you're thinking, what am I going to do along there? And then it's the journal that you keep forever, which is brilliant. You can have loads of these, or you could go for the watercolour one as well. They're only $6.99. That is $9.99 / $8.99 purely by shopping now on craftykelly.co.uk. You'll get an extra 10% off all of these items, all of the prices I'm quoting.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to do some stencils?
A little bit of stenciling.
Let's go.
A little bit of stenciling. So I've made myself my little note to say I'm using a project from book 2, page 18. So then I know that when I grab my book 2.
Yes.
And I go to my, I just write the numbers on. I haven't added them in.
Too far.
Too far. If I go to page 18. Oh no, there we go.
Still backwards.
Oh dear, Kel.
It's all right, here we go.
I know, so this is the project that I'm going to recreate. But, so last time I used one of my stamps from my vintage collection, the vintage textures. But this time, actually, I'm going to use one of my stencils. So I'm using that same kind of project idea, but changing it up a little bit.
Nice.
So you can see the book in action. So for that project, I've used a die cut. So we've just cut our die. Fabulous, ready to go.
Oh, so I guess, Kellyanne, if you're like, maybe you do craft fairs at home. Do you make and sell? Is that something you want to do? You want to get commissioned for work? You're not going to make, or maybe you are, 100 cards necessarily of one design. You could make one, and like that's your showcase.
Yeah.
And then by making one, someone's like, yeah, I love that one. You're like, right. How did I do it? Remind myself.
Yeah.
Where was that stencil from? And then you haven't got 100 cards that you've made that...
Exactly that. And I've actually had some customers say to me that they're using the books when they go to craft fairs with, this is what I create, what I can commission. I can do a commission. What one is it that you want?
Yeah.
And then
actually
they go
in the
away.
book, that's really cool.
So they have it there, ready to show people. So we've got, like I said, 9 stencils we've got here to choose from. And I think for this one, I love the text, so we're going to have to go for a bit of text.
Ring binders included when you order all 3 as a bundle.
And it's just a really nice way to kind of store them, to be fair. And they just hang up nicely.
Nailed it.
Love it. Now, we're going to use...
What are you going to use?
I am going to... Where has she put it? I'm sure I packed it. That's it, is I pack so much and then I forget where I've put it all.
Wait, what was it?
Right, well, I shall use... I had me kind of like Versamark Dauber, but I don't know where it is. It's fine, because we can just use...
Are you sure?
Yeah, look.
All right.
So this is another way. If you don't have one of those kind of like Versamark Dauber Jiggamawatts.
Yep.
Foam pad. There we go.
Sure?
Just because this is another way that I do it. I do have one of those somewhere. I'm just going to add a little bit of my old anti-static over that because, you know, there's places I may not want it to be. And I think I'm going to put my stencil on the wonk. And then we're just going to take some of that Versamark straight through that stencil.
You can't go wrong with on the wonk, can you?
No.
Then it's meant to be wonky.
Yeah.
There's no degree that defines wonk.
Nope.
Is there? So you can do whatever you want. Or make it perfectly straight.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the little take on this as well, because it was like a script in the background, but now it's not. Yeah, very cool.
Gone for something a little bit different. And this might not completely take everywhere because I'm not going for black ink this time. I could have gone for black ink.
Kelly Potter says, hi, I'm late.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Kelly.
The lovely Kelly Potter. She is a very loyal follower of my products, and I love the fact that she does. It's really nice.
Well, thank you for coming. It's right that you're late, Kelly. You can rewind if you want to. You can watch it. Brenda says hello. Jane says love these. Martha has commented from saying hello before, saying hello, love. Hazel's also watching as well. Loads of you, even more of you watch on YouTube. So, of course, you can rewind there and it'll live there forever.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, boop.
Can't help myself. So I'm just using clear embossing powder. You might not really be able to see it yet, but I'm using clear embossing powder to kind of create my resist. Now, the original one, I used black ink and embossed over the top to create my resist. But for this one, I'm going for clear, because why not? I didn't check this before we started.
I was for a second thinking, oh no.
God.
There's every chance most plug sockets in this studio don't work anymore, but we found the one that does.
Thank God.
Phew.
So when I'm heat embossing, I just need to make sure that we're up to the highest temperature the heat tool goes to. Hold it over the area for a couple of seconds until you can see it changing, and then move to the next area. And you can just see it like turning to basically plastic, like a clear, shiny plastic, which is...
We see it. Everybody, if you've just joined us here on the Craft Store, you are shopping directly with Kelly's own website, craftykelly.co.uk. Just for the Craft Store, you have a further 10% of every single price stated there. That will come off automatically at checkout. So when you're buying the books or the stamps or the stencils we're talking about just there, or the ephemera pieces or the Alice side of things or the journal books, have a look around. Now there's something else in, for example, even like the blank one there, which is £1.79. It's £2. Hey, listen, I used to work on a craft channel. Remember that one? Yeah, me too. This couldn't go on there because it's not affordable. It's £2.
I couldn't physically bring it to the channel.
Yeah, it doesn't make the threshold or whatever the words are.
If I did, it would have had to have been at least £6.
It's £1.79 now. Because Kelly's in charge.
Yeah, yeah.
She can do what she wants.
I don't know if I'm quite in charge.
Well, someone's got to be, because I'm certainly not.
So what I've got here is I've got the really lovely kind of peacock feather colour, because it's like one of my favourites, go to, why not? And I'm literally just going to use that heat embossing as a resist. So I've got that in the background. And this is a really kind of, I like creating cards like this because it's quick and easy, but really gives a lovely effect as well. So, I mean, that's literally my background done.
Nailed it.
One colour. I mean, I know as crafters we feel like we need to have every single colour, and I am one of those. But we don't.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no, I am a morpher. I'm like, oh God, there's more colours. I must have them all. I'm just bringing my stamp tool in because we're going to stamp straight onto it the sentiment. So I'm just going to pop that down with a couple of Dudgeon flips. That's it, the magnets.
Yep.
And then we can get the stamp set out. So with my stamp sets, I keep them in these little folders, and these little folders I get from like my local cheapy shop.
Littlefoldershop.com.
Yeah, yeah, and they only cost a couple of quid, and they're really good for just keeping all my stamps. And I cut down my insert and then pop that there.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a really nice way of just keeping them all nice.
Do you clean your stamps?
I do, but I normally...
You're like a specialist stamp cleaner, or...
I do have, funny enough, I do have a stamp scrub, but it's an old Stampin' Up one, which I've had for 10 years or so.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it still works fine.
Great.
One day I might do my own, but I've got one that works, so we'll stick with that at the moment.
Well, a lot of what you've designed is, one, what you think other people will love, what you love, but also what's not out there. For example, that's what brings back to the card journaling side of things, isn't it? Yeah.
That's exactly why I developed the books, because I just forget, and actually I want to keep a vlog of, a real log of what I've created, what I've done, because, well, I've created it and I love it. Now I've just missed, I love a stamp tool because I can go back in and I can just give it a little, although
Where did you miss?
Just there, but it's probably...
better eyes than I have.
It's probably a bit of embossing powder. Yeah, I think it is. But that is fine, I'm still happy. But I really like the script that I've used for this collection. It's really kind of like fine...
it's like how I'd like to be able to write.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly why I did that, or went for that, because I wanted it to look like how if I could write nicely. If I could write nicely, then it would write nicely every single time.
If I could talk good England, that's how I'd want to do the chat.
Exactly, which my words don't always work. So yeah, no, that's exactly why it was created.
Hey, talking about people
in a way.
writing stuff, so obviously it was Mother's Day yesterday.
Yes, it
Happy
was.
Mother's Day,
Oh,
Kellyanne.
thanks.
Barney, on my wife's envelope of her card, wrote Emily,
Okay.
not Mummy.
Oh. Oh.
And Emily couldn't get her head around it.
Oh. Okay.
He was like, oh, but your name's Emily. She's like, yeah, but I'm your
Well,
mummy.
that's
And he's
very
like,
matter of fact.
yeah.
That
But
is.
on the inside, he put mummy.
Oh.
I don't know. He was like, I think maybe because he knows how to spell it, he wanted to show that he could do that.
Oh.
But if he wants to mess with her mind now, he just has to call her Emily. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, friend. I'm your mum.
My Theo calls me Mama.
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 How old's Theo?
He's 8. Can't believe that. 8 years old. That has gone fairly quickly.
Yes.
Right. Let's grab ourselves a foam pad. So I'm just going to use one part of the die. Oh, actually, I could use 2, couldn't I?
Yeah. All
why
these bits we've just
not?
been playing and cutting out. Oh, go on.
All these little bits that we've been playing with.
If you're just joining us, by the way, we'll stick with this demonstration, of course we will. After then, I will go back and recap some of the new bits and bobs. We've got 15 minutes left.
Oh, it goes so quick,
It
doesn't
does
it?
fly. The 55 minutes absolutely flies. And after then, Jamie is here with all brand new stencil vault. That's coming up at 2 o'clock.
Lovely.
So keep watching.
So I've just stuck that on there, and then I'm just going to put a little foam pad behind that. Try not to move it around too much because the glue's obviously not dried yet. But then we can just add him to the front. And it's just a really kind of quick, easy. So I like quick and easy because I don't always have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And as a working mum, I want to be able to create a card or a project, a card, something creative in the small amount of time I have.
And plus then if you do get asked to make, I'd love to have 10 of those with a different colour on each background.
Yeah.
Then you can get flying, can't you?
Well, this is it. So when I was, I don't know actually where I put them. When I was prepping this, I had a little play with different,
go on.
with different potential backgrounds. So I went for like a pink with the dots. I went for a little kind of, what's it called?
Like animal
Leopard
print, yeah.
And then the bricks, which is like one of my favourites. So this could have been any one of these from the stencil collection.
Very,
So
very
it gives you
cool.
lots to kind of play with and work with.
Right, shall I recap?
Yes.
KJ, rightio.
You crack on.
I will crack on. I'll leave you there.
Okay.
Friends, I'm going all the way over this way, and I'll quickly remind you of that stencil collection we were just talking about there. Hello. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3 stencils, but in each of them there are 3 in there as well. So there's, if you're naming them, if you like, there's 3, 4, 5 in there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's lots of different ones in there on kind of a theme. If you go for them all together, it is a bundle, which you can do at $22.99, but there is a further 10. Listen, if you go for one, there's 10% extra off as well. Purely by shopping through craftykelly.co.uk. But they are your stencils on this show. Also on the top row, which was the first thing that was cut out by Kellyanne, is the textures. 2 different dyes, and they're very different dyes, aren't they? That's what you see. Love that sort of cross hatch hashtag at the bottom there. Then all of these beautiful, beautiful florals, which, as you saw die cut out earlier in this show, really, really cuts out very, very beautifully. There's one using some of the elements from the next collection, which is the vintage butterflies. All those butterflies I've just been using, the dies are in there. You can stamp them as well after all. The happy birthday came from the stamps too. If you purely want to go for it, I know I'm going really, really quick. You probably want to go for these 2 together, you can do. There is a little combination of those 2 together on craftykelly.co.uk. But by going for the collection, you then get all the extra papers in there and the 2 ephemera pieces all on that same design. $45.98, but there is another 10% coming off there. 2, I'm going to dash back this way, team, to go back over to the technique books if I can, because I'm going to quickly grab this one, because this really is, if you want to invest in what Crafty Kelly has done and all those years of experience, the card journaling one is, don't tell her I love it, she's just over there, she'll hear me. In here is all that experience working for lots of different brands, lots of companies that you've seen on Create and Craft and that you've seen on Hobby Maker and you've seen on the Craft Store and you've seen on Achanda and you've seen on all those other channels I can't remember the name of.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. All of those, imagine all the people that Kelly's met and all the demonstrations she's seen, going through all of these, loads of different designs of what you need. and then how you document and go alongside with it. That's why you order that. It's $8.99. I know it says $9.99. Your price is $8.99 by shopping on craftykelly.co.uk. Every single penny goes to Kelly to keep on designing and to literally bring all these elements to you, which is wonderful. Go for one of the blank ones as well at the same time. It's just the cover that's different because that's where you log all your bits and bobs, right? Yeah. Okay. And finally, very sorry, spare journals.
Yeah.
Spares, it could be for getting shopping lists, it could be for...
I actually use
albums.
little sketchbooks. So when I do my sketching, if I'm thinking of ideas, I sketch into one of these, and then that's when it then gets transferred into a digital file onto my computer to then make it a stamp. So I use I've got tons of this, which I use to sketch in, but I have like junk journaled in them because you can print onto the front, you can completely cover them.
Really fun.
There's loads of like fun ways, which I will do like a junk journal type thing at some point with one of them because they're just really fun to do and affordable. Well, yeah, £2. If that was going to be on a telly one, a lot of people are asking why at the craft store on telly because it's so expensive. Yeah, the price of this hour on TV is 10 times the amount compared to being on YouTube and Facebook. As you said, broadcasting is free, so that's why that's £2 now, not £6. Yeah. That's exactly why. And that's also got an extra 10% off. And you wouldn't even be seeing that on screen because that price point doesn't reach the... There's no way there are some products that I just would never be able to take to telly because the way telly works and the price that we have to pay for that is so high. Yeah, and I get it. Just like, Sky's not cheap. Yeah. Preview's not cheap. Yeah, exactly. It's not free for us. No, it's not. For you maybe, but for... Yeah. So I thought we could do a little bit of stamping. So I've got the stamp already lined up into my stamping tool with some stamping cardstock, which is just a super smooth cardstock. I'm just using a Versify, and we will just stamp her out. I will have to probably give her a little dry because this ink it doesn't dry instantly. And I'm giving it a good kind of even pressure. If you're good with a block, then I mean you can get first impressions good. I'm not always. I am sometimes. That's come out quite nice actually. I haven't got a steady hand. I'd rather have a platform. Yeah, I mean it just so useful for a lot of people. Yeah, it just takes kind of the pressure off, doesn't it? If you know, I know like cardstock has an emergency side, but it takes the pressure off. Yeah. Yeah, the emergency side. Yeah, I've never heard that before. I like that. So I'm just going to line this up, and as you can see, those kind of lines, those jaggedy lines, just match up beautifully for you to just nudge it into place. So even if you are freehand stamping, it does line up nicely, nice and easy, no problems. That previous card, by the way, Jane Davison is saying that's a very pretty card, Kelly. Oh, thank you. On Facebook, Kelly says, can highly recommend the journal. Clearly, Kelly's already got the journal. Jenny's just tuned in and watched as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube or via Kelly's various groups as well. I know a lot of you are watching from different places. We all shop in the same place, craftykelly.co.uk. Right, my stamp's a little bit sticky, so it's pulling up my cardstock. There we go, we're good. Yep. I think we're good. I had to just reposition it because these are high-grade photopolymer stamps made in the UK, so we're supporting UK industry by purchasing through me as well, which I really do love the fact that I can try and support our country and our country's system at the moment. You know what, me and Jamie Rogers were talking about that before. He will only have jacket potatoes grown in the UK. Isn't that right, Jay? Absolutely. Absolutely. But he will not have grated cheese. Or was it melted cheese? Melted cheese. No melted cheese. It's got to be cold, grated cheese on a JP. You know, well, why not? The noise in my ear. Andy's went, what's going on? Yeah, what is going on? I thought we were talking about butterflies. So, shall we add a sentiment whilst we're here quickly? Oh, yeah, go on. Because we're here. Where are the sentiments? Should we do thank you or hello or just a note? Just a note would be lovely. I feel like a butterfly particularly... maybe it's going to be on the front of your extra little journal that you purchase. A little just note to say. You can. So what I used to do quite often is I used to heat emboss onto the front of the journal. So whatever stamp it was, stencil, I would heat... Oh, she's getting the wrong one. I'm trying to... That's what I want. Distracting you. No, easily done. Yeah, I heat emboss onto the front of them because then it's never going to wash off. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's just a fun way of, just
No
adding.
more reasons needed. Nailed it.
Making your memories, but also just being creative. I find that if I'm not creative for any length of time, I really feel it. It's really bizarre.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
So you're not alone in that as well.
Yeah, I really do feel it. Let's bring those stencils back in. I don't really know what I'm doing with this one because I've gone off piste.
Well, hey, that could be it.
That could be it.
That could be it. It's really
That
clean
could be
and
it.
crisp, maybe a little note at the edge, but I don't know, maybe I feel like you're going to bring in a hint of something.
I am. I'm going to do a bit of stenciling.
How are we going to do it if we've already put our main...
I'm going to work around it.
Okay.
I'm going to just work around it. I do this quite often on the lives. I like, I'll get an idea in mind and then I'll go, oh, actually, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take that same colour. So I've used broken china, although that's the wrong Dujma flip.
We have got 5 minutes left.
Well, let's just get a little bit of stenciling done then.
But you've got an extra week, friends, to check out your baskets on craftykelly.co.uk to get that extra 10% off the price, making it the best possible price. But it's stock dependent, more to the point. It's stock dependent, because if things sell out, then that's that. And next time they come back, if they come back, they're not going to have that further 10% off. No.
So this is
a
special price for you, lovely lot here.
Go craft store.
Go craft store. Go craft store. Go craft. Sorry.
Will that catch on? Probably not. Never know.
We can try.
Make it my thing.
So I'm just gonna add a little bit.
That's cool.
Just to the sides, because that just I can. And then if I wanted to, I could bring in another one.
Are you going to go for the brickwork?
Oh, yeah, I love the brickwork. But I think with the brickwork, we go...
Or not, I don't know. Over the top?
Yeah.
Stencil on stencil?
Yeah.
OMG.
I know. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? At least it's... Let's change my head. Whoop. Where did I put that one? Oh, no, that's... That one? That one? I get them mixed up sometimes. So
that's good knowledge.
I used to keep them on the bottoms, but when you transport them, you get ink absolutely everywhere. So I'm just gonna.
So now it's just lawless, isn't it?
Oh, but this is me all over. I'm gonna do it my way.
They're everywhere.
I can do.
This is the whole point, isn't it? You loving
but
what
I can
you do,
I can do it, and I can play with it, and I can go, oh, maybe not. But the nice thing about this stencil, for instance, is I can actually add this and go on. It's not an actual repeating pattern, but you can line it up as that it is. So if I just pop that there, and if I just add a little bit more here, you can see I can just add a little bit more if I want to.
Yeah.
So this is like literally my most used stencil. It really is. But there you go. So we've got, although I have made a little bit of a mess there, my apologies, it's because I've got inky fingers.
I mean, how are you covering that? Would you stencil over the top?
I mean, if I was spending more time doing it, I probably would stencil over the top. Although
if you're spending more time, you probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. If I would
smudged.
Exactly, I wouldn't have smudged. But that's just part and parcel of it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
And I love the experimentation of these projects. Now I have got a card base and stuff somewhere.
Hey, it could be a little bit of that Texas die cut. Could be.
It could.
Hiding all sorts.
The thing is if I wanted to, I can always add in. I could get the black one. I could add him in over the top, or I could be bringing in a white version of the butterfly on top.
Oh wow!
I could really be playing with the combination of how it will look. So that I'm not going to stick it together, but I will pop it together.
So is that
like
the sort of thing that you would then?
I would love that.
Into.
Yeah. So I would take a photocopy of it.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this in, Taz.
Yeah, I would take a photocopy of it.
For example, it'd be going there.
Yeah, and then I'd write in what I've done, what I've used.
Yeah.
To then, and I can make a note to say, like, we've got a tips box, and I could say.
Don't smudge it.
Yeah, don't smudge it. I could say use different colours. I could say maybe such and such stencil next time, or maybe use this colour. I could really kind of give myself a little nod to go, well, this worked or this didn't work.
Yeah.
And I love, like, colour combinations, playing with those, adding those. So like with this, like straight away in my head, I went, oh, actually, I know what I'll do is I'll get a brown.
Right.
I'll get a brown, and I can just add a little bit of brown round the side because that will just make it a little bit more vintagey.
Well, listen, let's do exactly that with less than 1 minute to go. In fact, 45 seconds to go. Kellyanne, thank you so much for joining us on the Craft Store. We worked out when you're back, didn't we? Do you remember?
The
24th?
24th. The 24th.
Thursday, the 24th of April. That's the next time you will see Kellyanne. But absolutely join her on YouTube as well. Just search Crafty Kelly and we'll find all things Crafty as a Fox and all things you, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Please follow us. Please support us. Just by following the YouTube channel makes such a difference.
It does indeed.
You don't have to buy anything. If you just follow the YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate your support and actually your company for when I do lives.
Yeah, it's always nice. That's very commenting. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're absolutely thank you. We'd love to see you again. Right, stay tuned. By the way, Jamie Rogers is coming up live at 2 o'clock. But right now, craftykelly.co.uk. That's where you go to get hold of all of these with that extra 10% off. Cheerio.